difficult, and it's the grenades about to be popping around the corner as well. Shaiko, he's ready to fight. 30 seconds, and they are holding on in this war for attrition, but the hot drops is going to come from the box in just a second. They pushed the pressure onto Shaiko. He's rotating his way around as they lose blue. He can't quite get the cement on the fight, but he's got to know. Mowgli has the cover, has the drop. They've taken Pillar. Likefak, he is the big one to watch, and there he is. Watch, instantly locked down on the swing of blue. They're tucked onto the side. Wolves get us the first, and look how much it means. BDS, a missed grenade opportunity there is going to be potentially costing them dearly in the terms of the utility that's out there. But as LMs gets taken now by Bibu from the hatch, now they know they don't have to worry about someone below. Push is turning into shove here, and Renshiro shoves back. There's Shaiko and Bride with one apiece. They're trying to find the kill onto the big double window. The pings are there, and Mowgli and Rise either side are trying to find the fight and fishing for it inside the site. The swing. Rise is able to actually take care of Bride. Mowgli is in such a dangerous zone. He doesn't know where anybody else is, but they don't have the kit. They have the bodies on the top. There it is, though, somehow. Within about half of a second, BDS almost lost two, but then bit back the one that counted. He doesn't want to give away the distinctive sound of a man that goes ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk as it rolls all the way through onto the station of the site. There is the movement. There's the play on the grenade, right all the way deep in the site. Shaiko wins out, though. Suddenly, he is in absolute no man's land. Likefak and P4, and Likefak again over the back end. They're able to lock it out. The blitz is entirely lost. Offers some support round onto the Shaiko swing. 37 seconds. And there's a shotgun tucked on a corner. It's a pretty tough fight for anyone to take. He's behind you! Likefak's able to find his third there. P4 knows where he is. Gets almost a freebie down to the corridor. Hopes that they swing back round. He's low. He's slow. He's all around. BDS and Bibu, they're making their way. And it's just this, a war of utility. The Kiba Bears really making it difficult right here, but an angle is being watched. Rise misses the opportunity. Shaiko picks him up beautifully. Now he's trying to put up more pressure towards Games, but the entry frag is going to be theirs. And that means they have the opportunity to fall off. The Kiba Bear again will be punched out, means that the pressure is still on. The second player has jumped into the pit. Shaiko's hurt that. He's going aggressive. He will find Bibu, go for the next swing, but it's going to be Likefak that helps him. It's the French duo, the fragging duo, that will win this round for them. Well, Shinka, maybe I shouldn't have spoke. Now you have all the pressure for the biggest clutch you would have pulled off this whole tournament versus a player that's just got a double kill who I said we want to see activate. There's a third for him, as if the point needed the punctuation of action. And the practice and the pressure, they're going to see if they can try and pull out this shotgun player. Alems has pulled himself back. He's ready to step back in, though. It's Rise with the pre-fire and the positioning now. That wall has been opened, as was pointed out. It's very clever, actually. Use it to get rid of ADSs. That's why they were going for it. It's very much easy. There it is, though. Shaiko, he makes it look a little bit easy. Mowgli taken out, hasn't quite been able to get the full connection with this game. Still a little bit of a back and forth. Here's Likefak, though. He's definitely one that has 5-2-1. He's looking to try and add some more numbers onto the back of that. P4, 20 seconds. What are you going to do from the pressure on the back? Try and apply something. They're toying up the idea. They don't have any pressure onto the back line. Shaiko's ready to swing from split itself as the blinds come out. Do they know about Likefak? I don't think they do, but they're probably about to get taught a very mean lesson in checking corners. Rise finds Shaiko, Likefak finds the kit, Bibu gets the trade-off. But it's BDS to put themselves 4 up. On the back stairs, and one is eyeing up the hatch drop, so surely within seconds now the execute is coming through. That's it, the swing goes out onto Barrel. Shaiko gets one just before he sees nothing. Rise with a pre-spay, but it's round the back, and Renshiro gets two. Shaiko gets his second. Bibu finds one, but he's got a lot ahead of him to get the rest of this round, and they have rotated close. There's the first fight, the smoke canister. It's Alems, though. And BDS sit 5-1 up after the first half of Wolves' match. He's instead going to utilize that as cover for the rotation. 30 seconds. And we start to hear the smoke canisters pop. The single player place just tucked onto blue. The fight of EFAC on the back stairs as Mowgli hears the drop and they pull back. He steps back in. It's Renshiro with a team kill, but he does get dropped on the opposite end. They're downed inside, round on the swing, and they hit the ground, but it's Wolves. Well done there. To the top of white, they're hitting the Banshee, there'll be the call, and there's a strike right back. The grenade goes, and so does Alems. He's in, he's swinging, and he pulls out the gun just in time. P4 gets one off the back of it. P4 finds a second. Shaiko's on the ground. There's a third for P4. There is one more for Bibu. Bride, he's looking for the fight. He can't find the angle, gets the freebie fighting his way out, but the reveal is he's now outside of the site, and the remaining 3 Wolves players. Defenders, they are just trying to stall time with everything they have. Now playing on contact of each other,
Brede runs through. It's going to get flanked, doesn't hit the shot right. We'll find him, and that puts us up to 5-3. Wolves climbing back into the game here. That will be more bordering his position. That's a grenade to fly through, but won't find the keeper barrier, and that keeps BDS guessing for now.
Jinka gets the first, Shaiko fights back. EFAC gone, and that was around the kitchen door coverage. Brede, he's going to try and stick the plant. They have the C4 over the top, and it gets caught on the corner, so Brede, he's able to stick it out. They don't have the cover, but they do get a Lems on the backboard, and Jinka finds Brede. The kit's cold, though, and it is a no man's land. They've got to try and maybe put some pressure onto Attic, go for a long rotate, or this. Force the fight directly across the board. That's dangerous. They have themselves the stretch. Renshiro, he's above. He's thinking about whether he goes for the take. There's the movement. It should be watched in coverage. He pre-fires the wrong place. They're just able to get it off. Still played, still in place. Lems is holding it as a very tight angle. They would have heard the drop of the mirror at 1 speed making that movement. Well, look at the movement down in Freezer. It's Shaiko. He's trying to drive it, and as I said, Pillar's such a dangerous place. EFAC suffers next, but they're inside the site. Lems gets the spray. Renshiro and Shaiko and EFAC rounded out. And all across the board, BDS, they dug themselves in, drove to the site, and drive themselves on to potential point. They're waiting for the call that somebody's out there. You don't want to just throw the game away, and they're tucked really far around the corner. No reveal, but there's the reveal. EFAC takes the head off, pre-fires the rotation, but P4 pings one right back, buys some space, but they now know he is in Narnia. He needs to rotate towards the site as Bibu gets one, waits for the second follow-up, but the kit's being planted by Brede, and there's the catch on the far end. The spray just connects loose, but in a post-plant, and they know where he is and how he's locked out. He was trying to get a little lucky escape route catch. He's going to break himself a whip, but it is leading nowhere. BDS take Wolves' map the first, and only one separates them from the semis.
Start walking in. There's only limited angles you will really have to cover. The next person they need to worry about is going to be Mowgli around on the pixel, and I think Shaiko might be wanting to pay him a bit of a visit here as he's sending some bullets down range. Drops come through from the skylight. Renshiro, he's in. Mowgli fights back down.
Mowgli fights back. Mowgli fights back. Finds a second. He's still holding on to that important angle we talked about. Lems does find the end of him, and Renshiro, he's tucked in the middle. Does he take the burn on the gate? Well, he doesn't take much more. With the body down to his side, the pings on the player, they're pre-firing the angle. There's a bit of a stack up here and a bit of traffic. A huge take by Lems on the back end. Renshiro finds one as well. Suddenly, it's just Bibu left. He's looking for the fight across the bow. The two remaining players have got the pings coming against them, but it's also a reverse two-way street. The kit's cold! Bibu finds a connection. 10 seconds left. It's all still hot. The drive is all the way back to the front. Renshiro, he doesn't quite have the correct route through. They're close on the fight. It's Renshiro!
Was asking for a bit of support to come over, and that was going to be the shotgun that I believe Shinka was carrying with him. The way Liquefact's coming around, and he might actually soon cut off this whole opportunity to rotate around. He spots a player, somehow finds him on that last bullet, but instantly traded out by P4's Rise. Just found the entry a little bit earlier.
Shaiko fights back, keeps things balanced down Brown, and pulls himself for the rotate over the top.
Rise's pockets after that, it's just going to be the SMG. And they're trying to go for a bit of a vertical angle out here, hoping to, well, find the top of his head above the shield, but not quite successful at that.
There's a big force of the play, and Renshiro took so much through the soft wall. There's one more player in the corridor, but look at this swing! Oh, pop your head up, Renshiro, and have it taken off. There's only 10 seconds. A spray onto the stair set itself. Shaiko, he's driving through. P4 gets one more. And Wolves find the quick response for the first round loss. This more than anything, I would say, but breakthrough this comes from this. Liquefac getting a quick burn and a blind over the top. There's a bit of a grenade throw. Renshiro's going for the hot hop right down to the fight. He gets blind as well, but he's able to take care of Mowgli. Does not see the second man. P4's waiting for the Candelas. There's a Lems to get a couple back, but Bibu at least stems the flow of blood. Shaiko
to be there. But reading is the eventual sight, and that is a good use of the Gemini, let's say it like that.
I don't think he expected it, but it does work perfectly. Alem's able to pick off one more. Bibu, he's on the top, and now he's the only one left. Another body lost from the verticality here, and BDS have been able to dispatch almost every single Wolves player without even entering the floor. Now, though, they're flooding in the site. Brede, they took the drop over the top, and Bibu's going to try and do the same. The rotate will be watched. You can see the player on the white window. Just heard a shuffle. There's the spray. I mean, may as well be revealed. He's got ground to make up. Takes a bit of damage with it being watched on the top as well. This is the first fight. Doesn't quite know, though. BDS, round for round. Bibu buys himself a second. They're both tucked tail over the top. They're waiting for some movement. EFAC finds one. They're inside the site. And Well, if the last round was powerful and in control, this weirdly feels even worse. 5-1, Mowgli all that's left, and if it was a gambit and a gamble to double down on Library, the only thing that's been red is this hold.
This is going to be a tactical timeout coming out from Wolves right after this because everything is falling apart. It's a flawless round for BDS. They extend their lead to a total of 2 rounds.
He's buried himself in. There's a bit of rotation and movement coming on the back end as well. Alems, he's got himself stacked up on those eastern windows, watching across the board. They're circling, and Shaiko fights, well, the wrong person. Bride, though, he's dug his way in. He's getting the kit down planted. They're trying to find the kill, and Rice is the one that has the coverage. Renshiro, he's just watching from the hatch until he takes the drop and takes the first. Looks for the second and finds it. Gets the kit back, a single fight ahead of him. Does he know there's the down? Doesn't matter. Shinka finally finds the first round for Wolves in a while. A bit too high, just sees the end a bit too low. Mowgli throws an impact, looks for the fight, but the impact is EFAX. He's able to get a big kill. The rotate comes through. There's the shotgun a bit low. No, it's Shinka actually with the pocket SMG, but the drop is onto the hatch itself. They've cut past the player. P4's tucked, ready for the swing round. They want to hit the chassis. There's a watch above, so nobody can rotate on the opposite side. Rise has to take a direct route through, but Renshiro's actually handed it over. The fight on the back end. P4 puts the kit cold. There's the pop round. They've got to get it back, but it's Wolves. Bites back even half.
Unsafe due to the mirror windows being out there, so they need to think of something, and that something is P4 just quickly trying to push up the white stairs.
He knows that someone was here, and, well, he's able to get the kill there and drive the further push. The prox is pointless. They know he's there. He's not being subtle, but behind him is EFAC. He's trying to make a bit of a movement, and Shaiko gets the connection onto Bibu. P4 finds Bride. They got to fight through the site, and P4's doing everything he can. There's one more for P4. The last is in front of him, but EFAC stops the ace. It's a 2 versus 1. They got to see if they can try and get this kit. They're concerned with the player underneath, but now he's just got to try and take the fight flat. He's looking wrong corner, post-plant situation, 2 versus 1. EFAC has a huge clutch, and he cannot find it. Wolves, after a slow start, find the first and finally find themselves a foot ahead.
Yeah, still gets it, though.
Still gets it. That grenade catch was almost like an advert for the ADSs. That was perfect. As was that. Shaiko locks out Mowgli, who is
forced position, at least for now. A drone needs to come in to give them that information.
Yeah, as soon as they get the read on Alems, you know there's going to be a bit of pressure, but Bibu in the meantime, he's trying to swing his way through. Renshiro, he's able to take care of one. The bandit charge gets placed, and EFAC and Renshiro get themselves one more on the board. Shinka, in the blink of an eye on what seemed like the start of a Wolf strike, suddenly all that's left, there's the blind, but there's the swing. BDS just sort of locked the door on the site itself.
You know, matches that they are playing, and yes, of course, it did come down eventually to a bit of help as Rice just drops in, gets the kill onto Bride, and is looking to go even more aggressive now.
Look at this, the blinds come on the back end. Rise has tucked himself super deep, but gets caught by the candelas of his own player. EFAC finds Mowgli, Renshiro finds Rise, and that is a bit of a tragedy, but Bibu's there. But look at the cigar rotate, and they can't quite get it. They're in the fire. P4, a little too late to the party. There's the player, and there's one more for Alems. BDS, they instantly responded, stepped back into what was...
Again, they feel confident on the side of BDS. They will lean into a gunfight if you give them the opportunity to. That's exactly what they did. Yes, the first kill goes to Wolves, but after that, they are coming through the fire together with Shaiko to put BDS back into the lead.
Watching you, and that grenade will sort of say, we know the flashes, the blinds, the cover on both sides. EFAC with the rotate, but it's scrappy, and Mowgli does find Shaiko in the mean end. Renshiro finds Rise, though, and Mowgli finds Alems, and then Renshiro finds another P4. BDS are refusing to give up ground, and someone able to run away with the control. He pulls back. There's pings on this, and there's 2 players, 2 stories, and a pre-fire. There's the fight. There's the second. Mowgli didn't maybe expect the second player to be there. The impact puts him to 1 HP, and the rest is finished by EFAC. The rotation over the back end. There's a take, and a blinded man. It's a 2 versus 1. Hot dropped, and the single player Bride tucked behind the chassis and the table, hoping he goes unchecked for at least a single kill, but there is a minute. They have the time to be able to maybe structure something here. There's a swing and a fight, and Bride takes out one, but he can't find the next. Bibu.
But Bibu has the opportunity to go aggressive. That seems what he wants to do, but the Nitro comes out, stops that from happening, and that means that BDS have a really good opportunity to bring themselves to 6 now.
I mean, that was it, just locked in. EFAX playing it aggressive, caught out at the worst possible time. They're inside the side, though. P4 took the drop on the hatch itself, is looking for another body, but Renshiro was aware, and Shinka bites back. A 3 versus 2, with Kochak still away from them. It's not an easy entrance here for Shinka. He's sort of expecting a swing, but there's so many places it can come from. He needs support to come from the opposite pinged player. He needs someone else to give him just a little bit more. It's Rise who takes a great fight down the main corridor, but 10 seconds. They got to go for the drop, and as I said, Shaiko, he's still cashing checks inside the Kochak zone. They're spread out. BDS are on opposite ends of the site. They're refusing to give him anything. Rise can't find anybody he wants to. BDS sit on map and series point.
But he's pushing up the white stairs instead, hoping to find the entry, because they need that entry so desperately. Whenever BDS takes that, it is difficult to come back in it, because they like to play that trade game, but they get it. Rise on Renshiro. Leak Effect now in a difficult position. The phone calls come through. He's being watched from 2 windows and below the stairs. Somehow escapes with his live as Lems finds one before Mowgli trades out. 4v3, counting down. Mowgli gets picked up, back to 3. 80 seconds on the clock as Shinka falls. It's only up to P4 now in a 1v3 situation. Will he catch it? No, he doesn't! BDS, they are going to the semis yet again. They are a successful team from Europe that missed out on the major in Berlin, and they find themselves back